This is something that absolutely nobody in my life can talk to, or I can't talk to anybody about this because they are so completely not interested or they don't know. And therefore, I'm going to tell you, Void, I love Payback, the manhwa, and the freaking novel, and the novels that came after. I haven't even read any official English translation. After like 4 years, I think, of interacting with this media, I finally found, actually, I think like a year or 2 years ago, there was like this translation on something called Chrysanthemum something. That was like sort of an official translation. No, it was an unofficial translation, but it was like the best translation I had read of it, of Payback, in like ever, because I think I somehow found, okay, never mind. Let me like start from the beginning. I read a very terrible translation of the manhwa. It was really good. It's a really gripping story, really pretty artwork, very interesting characters. I don't know how to say the author's name. I think it's like Samk, SAMK, I think. They're an amazing storyteller. And there wasn't even a lot of like sex or anything in this. Like, it made sense and with the plot, and the parts that didn't make sense, like about BL, like the things that don't make sense about BL, the rape, the coercion, the giant men and the tiny men, like that stuff made sense within this story because it was like a part of the world in which the story took place. Like it made sense. So it was really interesting. And like a lot of the craziness that happened between the main characters, even that made sense because the main characters lived insane lives where you kind of had to sit back and go, yeah, like, of course this guy does this crazy thing and this person gets into this other crazy thing because their lives have been crazy. Makes sense. And you can't really say that about a lot of BL. So then I found I wanted more. I wanted to read the novel, which personally, like, I don't ever really do that with BLs, but I like this enough that I went looking for it. I think I found like a really terrible translation, and this person had even the sequels freaking translated, and they weren't that good quality, but it was good enough that I just ate it up. And then I think I even found the like actual Korean novel, and I just like did Google Translate on it. And of course that's like it's not that great, but I ate it up. And then I think that stuff got taken down because they got like, I forget what the notice is, but like they had to take it down like legally. Then I found somebody named Chrysanthemum something something who was doing a translation that was pretty good. They had to stop, they took it down. And then really recently I found something you have to pay for, which is kind of crazy, but I love this story enough that I'm willing to pay for it. I'm going through a dark time, TM at this point. I'll take whatever joy I can get. So I'm like paying for this translation, but it's like the best translation I've read so far. Plus, the gold, the gold of this is that they actually have some, like they started translating one of the sequel books, which is crazy. I haven't read it at all. Like all of these, that only that very first translation I found had the sequels. I haven't even been able to find the Korean version of the sequels since. I don't even know what they're called because I would have to like go looking for it. Like it's not like there's a Wikipedia page to this fucking story, or that samk doesn't have a Wikipedia page that I can like go find this stuff on. And man, it's so good. Like the twists, the turns, the connections. I love it. Like this author made a really good story. And Jay is twisted. Yuhan is honestly pretty sweet and fucked up. I love how it's like a gag of Jay calling him weak, but he's actually quite strong. And man, like it's such a satisfying revenge story, such a satisfying love story. I love the thing I love about Korean romances is that the guy is just he's willing to do anything for his love interest in the sense of, you know, like I think the best, most hyperbolic example of this is actually the love story in The Glory. You know, despite the fact of like, did the love story even fit? Blah blah blah. The guy, the doctor guy, like he was literally like, use me as a soldier for whatever you want. Like I'm dedicated to you, and that sureness is what attracts me to Korean love stories. Like the ones that I've really liked are ones where I'm like, wow, this guy truly loves this girl and he's truly there for her. Goes to show like what's lacking in my actual life. But I love that. Like, and Jade is that for Taemin or Yuhan, but it's all messed up because he's a messed up guy. And the part in I think it's in the first story, like Jay's like secret past, that was kind of came out of nowhere in my opinion. Like I was very confused by that, but I might have been confused because I read such a terrible translation of it that I didn't understand completely what was going on. My brain did a great job of putting together the puzzle pieces like a detective, but that part may have been so badly translated that I couldn't put it together. But then the other, I think the Chrysanthemum Garden, they didn't even get to the third, like the last third of the book before they got taken down. So I've never read a good translation of Jay's like past before the story starts. So I guess the translation I found currently, the really good one that I'm paying for, I guess I'll finally understand it and comprehend it now. Anyways, what else do I like about this story? I find I really like I like how this guy just like shut down and just worked for 5 years, in the sense that I've had periods of my life where I've like completely shut down and just sort of existed, and somehow the time passed. And not a lot of people can relate to an experience like that. So to read about someone else having that experience was kind of cool. Their romance, cool. Their sex scenes later, there are more of them in the sequels. Even though they were poorly translated, they were fire because there was just so much buildup and tension to those points that it actually, there was like a payoff, and they were really spicy. Like, I'm a grown gal. I've had my fair share of fun. Like, if I'm gonna read about this stuff, I feel like when you're young and you read BL, you get into it because you just haven't had a lot of experience. So reading about these guys' experiences satisfies something in you, but then you have experiences and you're like, this is boring, kind of. Like, putting A into B and moving it around is just not enough. But the stories that I like are either like the payoff is great, or like there's interesting stuff happening and I'm actually learning something different I can, you know, take into my own fun experiences. But or that's another reason why I like this story. And it's really cool watching things unfold. One thing I don't love is I hate people that treat you like a side character. And even though Yuhan is the main character, Jay would use him like a puppet. And I hated to see that. Like, in the story, it makes sense because Jay's like an evil mastermind. And like, he is like, you know, Migoshian. I've never said this name out loud, so probably not saying it correctly. He might be playing checkers Yuhan is playing chess. Jay is playing a game that isn't even like understood by humanity. Like only an elite alien race that is so much smarter than us knows this game. That's what Jay's playing. So of course he's using Yuhan, but then because he like loves him, he is making sure that he's looking out for him. But I kind of hate that on principle. It works in a story and it doesn't make me as angry as it would in other media, but it still annoys me a little bit. It's like a fruit fly. Why are you like don't like I you're not the main character. Like everyone is the main character of their own story. Yuhan is literally the main character of this story that I'm reading right now, but you're using him like just a pawn. But then everyone is a pawn to you. So ugh, you know? What else do I like? The little moments, because Yuhan is so broken and it's so like valid that he's broken, and you just see him as like ice cold. When he starts to defrost and have these like warm moments with other characters, I need to take a sip. Man, my throat went dry there. I was about to die. Oh, I need another sip. When he finally has moments with other characters where he's warm and he cares about something and he's like the Grinch and his heart is melting, it's so cute. I loved those. And they made sense. And it was really awesome. I love this story. I think it's such a good freaking story. Like, I wish I could recommend it to the people in my life, but I have fear that, none of them are well versed with BL. Like, they don't know. Like, there's a certain amount of BS you have to accept with BLs. So I don't think they would get it. And because they don't get it, they wouldn't appreciate it for how good it actually is. Or they would judge me because they totally don't understand it. So I have to tell somebody about it. It's awesome, man. 10 out of 10. Feel like I'm going to come back to this like periodically for like forever. The rest of my life. I would get merch. That's how much I liked it. And I'm not a very materialistic person. So that is saying something. I would love to read more of their work. I did read Half of Me by samk, and I liked it, but it's not the same. It's just not as deep, and the twists are just not twisty enough, and the Jay-like character in that story is just not like he wishes. He's like essence of Jay. Like 2% maybe. Nah, 2.2% of what Jay is. So, but I liked it. It was just like a basic BL story. I liked it. I'm probably not going to come back to it, whatever. Payback is on another level. Other ones that I liked are Semantic Error. Good story. What a cute story. And Shutline. Shutline is not as much of a story, but it's really well done. Like, it is good BL for like what a BL is, Even though it's basic, it does basic well. And I've learned a lot from the sex scenes in that one. So, yeah. That is all. No, I have more to say. Specifically, even how they find out that, I don't know if I'm going to say spoilers or not, so, tread lightly. But the way that they're interconnected, the way that that story plays out, and how it's revealed, and, one character finds out before the other, and the freaking bunny suit, it's so good. It's so unique. It's so interesting. It's so fun. Like sometimes I'm watching Dolly and the Cocky Prince right now, and the character, like one character finding out something before the other character, the mess that that causes is like so cringy to me. I really like the story, but in this, it's cringy in the sense of like, oh my god, secondhand embarrassment, like everything is getting messed up and they don't understand each other, and it's like making me nervous. Whereas when I was reading Payback, I was like, dang, it works. It just works so well. And specifically, I guess a spoiler, when Yuhan realizes that they originally met, 5 years before the main story takes place, because both their moms died. Wow, that is something. That really is something. Like, usually I find this type of, oh, we fell in love because we're connected things so cheesy. But it's so like, wow, in this. The cheese works, completely works. I fell for it. I'm eating it up in this. Like, what are the chances of them meeting again? What are the chances of even the freaking tattoo on his back? Like, I am Hindu and it's stupid, but like, I think Stephanie Meyer using Native American lore as werewolves in Twilight is more stupid, personally. But, I think there was like some something. There's a kerfuffle over that tattoo, but I thought it was kind of interesting, and it makes sense that Yuhan didn't even know that it was a tramp. Like that spot is a tramp stamp. Of course, he picked something that's like really important to an entire nation of one of the biggest religions in the world, etc., etc. And then of course, it's a BL, so like nasty shit happens on that tattoo. It's just, you know, still think the Native American thing was worse. I think, you know, yeah. Now that's all I think. Oh, wait, one more thing. The characters look so unique. I feel like sometimes in BLs, everyone just looks like each other, and there's no, it's just like rinse and repeat. But these two characters actually look really different. Like, I don't, I've never really seen a character that looks like Jay. And I like that Yuhan canonically isn't supposed to be like a teeny tiny man, and even like maybe that's why I like Shutline too, because those characters look super unique. So yeah, maybe this is the real end of this voice memo.